everyone, this is BDevine. I hope that this finds you happy and well wherever you are. And this is just going to be a little bit of a message about 2026 as we're entering into this flame era now. And people are going to start to know what this is, what their role is, how ancient they are, and how the flame ignites within each one of you because it's already there. All you're doing is acknowledging it, right? So this is a transmission for you all, flame bearers, architects, grid walkers, okay? All of you who are focused on a whole new life, not so much something that is foreign to you, but it's the real you that is coming forward, right? So I've actually created a very detailed mirror technique, which is a protection technique. It's very inexpensive and you'll be able to download this. You can do so on Patreon. If you're already a patron of the flame tier or above, then you'll have this for free. But I have it there available for you very inexpensively. And also you can talk to me on the phone, book a call for January. I would look forward to helping you through something, whatever that is, and creating for you your own PDF and your own transmission as well. So let's go. This is not going to be just another year for 2026. We are going to see so many things begin to occur for us, around the world. Many different things start to really kick off in 2026. In 2025, we had Pluto moving into Aquarius, and that is a very big change in how humans interact with each other. And it brings a lot of information to the surface. And this is probably another reason why the flame is back. This was something that was given through my future self. When I was asking for the next direction, I'm like, well, surely I've done something in the future that's marvelous. So this is how it all began to unravel and unfold. And it was backed up by other people who knew exactly what I was talking about also. So my journey of 35 plus years of teaching and healing and guiding and creating has changed into a whole new way so that we can all be our sovereign selves, protected, smart, no more BS. Boundaries are very, very strong, and you naturally become a lie detector. Like, you know what is what you need to do, etc. Okay, so this is an uncompromising time. So here we go. You didn't come here to play nice with the matrix. You came to replace this with scroll, with sovereignty, with soul flame memory. Okay. So what's emerging? In 2023 to 2025, these were flame testing years. Okay. And even before this, but there was a very big change that was happening in that time. A lot of false light collapsed. A lot of people left the spiritual scene. A lot of hidden false energy was also exposed. Community things happened. Betrayals occurred. Okay. Some people had a loss of business or money or visibility, or changed their work very, very swiftly. There was a timeline compression. It's like we were all just pressed in this super dynamic, stressful sort of energy where many people were just like, what am I doing? Where am I going? What is happening? I might have to just go back to work or whatever, right? So things were changing. Things were shifting. People were backing away. People were showing their passive aggressiveness. People were coming forward as well, right? There was a lot of people that you might not have heard of for ages that were just suddenly there, right? So there were also things that were trending all of the time, and Those trends have begun to change a lot through the use of TikTok and things like this as well, where we would have, as I call, pop-up tarot readers who would have cards already laid out on the table and just go on and on about some fantastic viral moment you were going to have, or the ex coming back, or you're meant to be a superstar or whatever. And all these cards would be laid out and people would just be falling for it constantly falling for this random BS, or people who would openly just stare without smiling ever once at the camera, and that became a new thing as well. All kinds of changes, right, as well. So in the flame perspective, it wasn't really a rejection of who we are and what we stand for. It was more that there was refinement happening. So for myself, the field was becoming invisible to distortion. As much as there are so many things that try to stop me from speaking with you and connecting with you, and videos that crash and all that sort of stuff, it's almost in our face now when it starts happening. You all can see it also, right? So it is no longer sort of secretly weaving its way into anything. So my field, your field, our field are going to start becoming even more invisible to distortion. And if people do leave your sphere, it's just because they can't metabolize how you are, like the real you, right? They just can't control you anymore or get you emotionally worked up about something, so the game's over, right? The little bullying is over. So you're going to notice this in your circles as well if you haven't already. So what 2026 actually is a year, instead of manifestation, we're saying structural flame activation. So flame grid lines are coming online across the earth. There's one here in the Ozarks, the Andes, Mongolia, Egypt, all different areas around the globe. I will be teaching more about this as we move ahead and bigger courses come. Vaults begin to reopen, right? These are protective chambers, and they're going to start opening again. Vault 33, 77, the Sphinx Code, the Andes Scroll Keepers will start coming back online again. More that I'll be teaching you. Your timeline is no longer personal, it's planetary. Things are activating. You are going to see rapid changes in your personal life, your family's life, and for the world itself. So we're no longer building businesses or all of that sort of thing. We are building memory temples. So the next currency is scroll impact, not really popularity. So for example, I could sit here and say, well, I'm not getting very many views or whatever. And it used to bother me for a long time, because I'd be thinking to myself, how much more does one person have to really do, right? But it's not about that anymore. It's about finding the people who are connected as flame bearers, the scroll keepers, those of you who are dragon keepers, those of you who are activating points on this planet and in the earth, who are honoring the way things were, who are honoring yourself, making strong decisions, keeping yourself clean. Those are the people that are starting to really say, you know what, I'm so sick of the same old things. Gosh, let's get into something that's even more exciting, new, powerful, things that awaken, that were encoded within you, right? 2026 is just going to bring so many more like-minded flame bearers together who are tired of doing things in the same way and are wanting to go the ancient way, but also more advanced in their healing, in their prophecy, in their psychic abilities and mediumship. Wouldn't you want to have it a little bit more switched on in a very easy way? This is what's coming. And so we have more aligned scroll keepers working with us all. You'll find them wherever you are. They'll be around. They'll understand. So there'll be a gain of potency, a gain of strength here. There'll be new waves of souls emerging that are ready for this, right? They just know it. And it's like there's just going to be a collapse or more of a collapse of this whole light worker thing, which just implies more work for you. It doesn't imply like giving, it implies more giving of yourself. And if you're a person who's kind of worn out from always being the one who's giving, that doesn't sound too good. So we're moving out of this and into leadership, into our sovereignty. There will be sacred commerce that starts coming in. There's things that I have in my own, energy field that I can't wait to bring forward and announce, but I have learnt that I shouldn't announce anything too soon because it gets somehow distorted or disrupted as it goes along and nothing happens. So I am just letting the right thing happen at the right time. So the mirror flame and what we must let go of. Okay, so you've learned by now to activate your flame firewall and put your mirror wall around it. And as I said, I have a detailed version of that, which is awesome. And once you've done it, you can sort of set it. It has a smart filter setting on it as well. I'll put a link for that below. But the people pleasing must end. Oversharing, overgiving, overdoing, overstretching. The energetic mirroring of abuse cycles as well. People lying, the manipulation, people who ask for your help but they're not actually going to do it. Is that something that annoys you? Right? So like someone's literally saying, oh, what do you think of this? And you give them some advice and they still just do the opposite. It's like, well, why did you ask? Because they knew that you would give some help or whatever the situation is, right? This is going to change because as you activate your own protections properly, it just gets reflected back to the person. And also you're getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So your boundaries are extremely potent, no more. Some people are still attached to being rescued or a starseed, or they are just waiting to be touched by an angel or something. And, some things will not make sense to them because they are in that vibration, not in their architecture. They're not understanding that they have the ability to recreate what was already encoded anyway. But those things, people will still be drifting in certain things and still be looking outside of themselves for readings and help and all of this without just activating their own because they don't trust themselves. Some people are going to be on that journey. Some people are going to continue to advance. Okay? It's almost like two different worlds just walking next to each other, like parallel worlds, right? But on the same planet, because there'll be those that are just focused on media and disruptions and problems and getting scared and looking outside of themselves for someone to tell them what to do. And there'll be others that are wanting transmissions that awaken their own mission, that are wanting things that give them confidence, that are wanting to have the restoration, the healing, the weight drop off, the life to make itself very, very clear without you constantly like what's gonna in that anxiety mode. Okay. So as far as like practicing and being a therapist and all the things that I've always been, it's more about being a scroll awakener. This is for you too. As you speak, okay, you are awakening people's soul documents, which is the meaning of scrolls. You're awakening them, and suddenly they'll leave your presence and start to ponder on things, and things will start to make sense, right? Yeah, the way that we process things and process emotions and all of that will also change, right? So the Flame Collective, what will start taking place is that there will be things that you will be able to do to bring yourself into this type of energy also. There'll be flame communities that continue to grow, people who are looking for the scroll-based work, people who are also understanding their past life lineages, so Atlantis and Mu, Tau Ceti, Tiamat, Sirius, and Pleiades, and all of those people will start understanding the memories from this and start wanting to come together in a different way, rather than just going to conventions or listening to speakers. They are speaking themselves through memory, and it's going to be much different than what we've been taught or what we've seen in the past. I will also go into teaching more about this to awaken people's memories. There will be things that are not going to be so much so false that we're looking at. Okay, we're looking at scroll backed sovereignty here. People will be seeking this. People, eventually there'll be licensing for this, where, you know, there'll be systems and practitioners of flame infusion methods, of all the different types of methods that I are now developing for you all, which is having absolutely fantastic, very easy, very quick results as well. So the ancient equals the timeless flame-backed truth, and the old are the spiritual tools that are wrapped in these false loops. Savior programs, you know, you may still be doing, you may be, okay, so you may be someone who does cards. I often use them as doorways, right? We know this, but it's not something that I really want to do. But if it helps somebody understand something, okay. But I'm hearing from many who have or are online that are doing tarot cards or whatever, that they're pulling away from tarot cards, and they're kind of like, I'm not interested anymore. Like, why is that? It's because you're waking up, right? I don't have any, and I just want to say this, I don't have anything against anything that we've ever done our whole lives as tools, right? I've done tarot since I was 15 years old. I love tarot for what it was. I just believe there are better ways, and that it does create people sitting there waiting for you to tell them, but then maybe going to someone else, and then going to someone else, and then I'm listening to this one, and then without actually making any action. Okay, and if you take action, the prophecy becomes very, very there in your face. Your intuition just goes through the roof. So everything that you're looking for elsewhere begins with yourself. I will create my own decks, by the way, and they will be flame-based decks, which will have activations in them as you're doing it. Fantastic. Okay, so the flame sovereignty equals the system restore. We know this. We're going back to our default settings, right? Our proper settings. There will be vault access. There will be energetic firewalls. Okay, we're learning more about this. We'll be living this scroll pathway. Okay, and you benefit in so many ways because of that. Okay, so we do reclaim things with this work as well. We start to understand the psychology of things. We bring it into action in our sovereignty. We are building a world full of people who are strong and powerful, rather than a world full of people who have been weakened, who are stressed, who are anxious, who are depressed, who feel lethargic all of the time, who have terrible nightmares, who get attacked spiritually, who are afraid to open up their true gifts because of what family or others may think. We are bringing people's insecurities and turning them back into the strength, the strong people that you are. You don't need somebody else to fix you. You just have to understand how to restore yourself. And of course, I'm going to create ways in which you can all do this simply and easily and then move on to something else. This whole new era is not about generating a whole lot of people who are following. It is generating a whole lot of people who are doing, who are strong and powerful in themselves, not jerks or anything, or not outwardly attacking people, because that falls into that same old program, right? But that your sovereignty is that powerful and strong, it's unwavering. And if there's anybody trying to bounce off of this or manipulate, it just won't happen anymore. And this is the thing that has been missing for such a long time through humanity, because we've learnt to people please, we've learnt to know our place, we've understood hierarchy, that people are better than us, that we're aspiring to look like this and we're aspiring to look like that, or have this or have that. And in your flame sovereignty, you don't compare to anybody. Your journey is your own, and you generate whatever it is that you need through that process, not through a weakening of the self or a dependency on somebody else or waiting for God to heal you. You take your power back and you do it for yourself. This is what you're going to awaken by listening. This is what you're going to awaken. And if you're doing it and you're just putting it into practice, even once is enough for you to see a change. Okay? Okay. So what else have we got here? Just 1 minute. I will also just be doing my monthly Patreon. We do big webinars each month, but you also have access to so many freebies. Okay, you have access to all previous posts as well. And the tier system is, if you're an $8 Patreon tier member, you actually get 10% discounts on my website or anything that I'm doing. You also get bonus sort of insights and flame lens updates and all these things. And then if you're a $55 flame bearer, right, you come to these live webinars. We just opened some really cool stuff. We just went into the hidden realms in this last one, and people were able to see what it is that they need to do for 2026 for themselves, what they're already orchestrated, right? Their own secret blueprints. So you'll be able to have access to those when you join. And there are higher ones where you're one-on-one working with me. But the structure of the Patreon, you know, the flame bearers, that's going to stay where that is. But there'll be other little groups that you can be a part of if you're really interested in these and discounts and understanding. I also created a free flame foundation large course, quite a large course. It's quite big. There's quite a lot of information in there for you, and you can start there. You can also talk to me on the phone, and I create for you a report, your own sort of transmission to get things going for you. There will be new things at my website that are going to be more downloadables. So, you know, you are afraid of something, or you're being attacked, or there's dark energy or whatever, there'll be a downloadable. You just download it. You'll have your PDF. You'll be able to listen to the recording, and, you know, your sigil to activate things, and you'll have it all in front of you right away. So there'll be different downloadables, different bigger courses coming too, and things that we are going to start remembering, because you are going through a time of memory. And as you do this, there'll be unusual things that come up. What do I mean by unusual? Okay, so this morning, I can give you a really unusual example of something weird coming up. I was watching, so I'm doing my post, right? So I'm uploading, I was uploading the dog videos. In fact, everybody loves the dogs. I think they need their own little thing. Because that would be cool. Um, and as you know, Peggy Sue came back and she's just laughing about it right now. Okay, so this morning, as I was doing this and I went onto TikTok, it came up very quickly and I went back to look at it. And it was, you might have seen this. You might have seen this very short video, and it was a man. I don't know exactly where he was, but he was doing the marionette. So he was doing like the puppet thing. And this puppet that he had was just a strange looking little guy, right? But as someone came by to the stand to give a little tip, a little bit of money or whatever, the little puppet would look up at the person and all of this and then go back, and he was actually literally painting something. I don't know what it was exactly, but the puppet was painting. So the intricacy of this person that was working the puppet, I started to bawl my eyes out, like seeing this little guy come to life. Like my husband said, because it was coming to life. I just started crying my eyes out. Now, this whole thing with our dog going missing and the dangers that are around us, and the running and the stress and the back and forth and the rebuilding of fences, all in between, has taught me that having that release or crying or getting your feelings out is extremely important. And this just sort of showed me how much things were beautiful, how something so simple could be so beautiful and endearing and love, just really interesting, captivating as well. And it's the simple things in life, right? It's the simple things in life that are often the best, as they say. So as you're going through this process of realization, you're also going through things in your own life that you didn't realize were pent up, or you didn't realize was bothering you, or you didn't realize you needed to do, right? And so there are these unspoken initiations that start happening as well. So we are going to be unlocking some flame inheritance lines and some vaults in the new year. Dragons of rebirth and tone coming back online, assisting you as well. There will be an opening of different ways in which you can do things and work with things and bring abundance into your life as well. The Tiamat Gate and the Mu Choir are sending specific codes for grid workers in the Southern Hemisphere as well. Lemurian and Atlantean scrolls are merging for the first time since the fall of the Flame Towers, which I'll explain all of this stuff to you. There will be collapse of mimic or false AI spiritual practices, digital veils lifting off these flame-backed creators like you. Grid-line communication via water, crystal, and solar alignments. We're doing some different things there. And the flame field visibility increasing for scroll speakers who are not hiding anymore, right? We are no more silence. No more emotional babysitting people as well. No more empty promises and false stuff and psychic intrusion. No more distortion. Doing the mirror wall, just, oh my, you'll love it. If you want to download that, that'll be also available at Shopify, but it's at Patreon at the moment. You're going to know like within 3 seconds whether someone is lying, whether someone is real, whether someone is aligned or just not aligned with you. It doesn't mean that they're bad people, right? So You will feel surged, like you'll feel excited when you're in the presence of people that are the right people for you, and you're going to feel just scrambled and all over the place when it's not right. So, okay. So you're going to remember who you are. The roles that you thought were lost were never lost. They were only hidden until this flame prophecy time, which we're in now. We're going to reconnect some ancient architect lineages and reactivate your voice, your flame, visuals, your breath, and you'll learn streaming and how this happens instead of channeling, streaming. There'll be courses, there'll be ceremonies, there'll be things that you can become involved with, and things that you're creating yourself as well. And once you do this, you know, once we sort of say yes, and that we're moving forward into this new way, okay, it is unusual for us because we're so used to being a little bit afraid of what's next and what's happening. Once we do, we stop delaying things. Okay, things accelerate. As soon as you say yes, it starts moving through you, burns through the illusion, right? And we start to say no with fire, and we say yes with flame. I know that sounds different, but it's true. You came here to deliver things. You came here to remember, okay? You came here as an encoded being. It's not about being liked. It's not about going viral and all that stuff. It works. It spreads like fire. It spreads like fire. Trailblazing through your life. Wildfire is what I was going to say. It starts to open the hidden chambers. It starts to bring information, like you'll wake up having a strange dream. You'll see symbols of things. You know, birds will behave, animals will behave differently in your presence. You'll begin to understand how flame works with also restoring animals. I'm going to be teaching all kinds of things like this. If there is something that you're curious about, that you would like to be learning more about, that you would like to see something like happen, just put it in the comments, or let me know what you've been experiencing the moment you started putting up your firewall. Remember that not everything is perfect in our life. So I know that the same old things come up for people and they say, oh, see, I already put my firewall on, but nothing happened. It's not about that, because there are still things that you have to understand, you have to learn how to navigate. You have to see the deeper message in something that's happening. You have to say no sometimes, or it's still a no for me, or it's still a yes for me, whatever that is, right? Learn just how to be strong in that. And people don't like it, it's their problem. It's not about being mean, and that's not what I'm trying to say either, right? But it's just like demands on your time? No. Demands on your space? No. You don't want to go somewhere, you don't have to feel guilty in saying, no, I don't want to go. I'm sorry, thanks for offering. No. End of story. Because what happens when someone puts us on the spot is we go, oh God, how am I gonna get out of it? Well, basically you're gonna say, no, thank you. Appreciate you asking. If they say, oh, well, what, too good for us or something? No, just don't want to come. That's all. That's the end. Like, what? Why do we have to explain, right? So, the vaults are opening. The chambers that have been closed shut for a long time inside of you are opening as well. There will be more to come. I appreciate every single one of you flame bearers for taking this back, taking your power back, okay? And I hope to see you tomorrow. It's going to be New Year's Eve, can you believe? But I will see you tomorrow. Sending love as always. And bye for now.